Okay, so let's see where we were yesterday. So I created the DOS desktop version of this component. It should also be collapsible here, at least in the application. This one I created a new bug task, which can be fixed. Like you can tackle that if you want to join the job simulator that I'm currently building. Yeah, so now I'm not sure if this is working because we didn't wrap the storybook inside the context yet. And obviously it's not working. So let's see. So I still have this ongoing task here, the sidebar navigation. Everything is based on these designs. And I added, before starting this, I added a few like to-do items for myself. And yeah, the first one is use navigation context in Storybook. So let's see how that works. So let me check here. Storybook in context. And this was not it, I guess. Storybook can also be used for other things. So manipulate React context inside Storybook. Okay, actually it's quite easy. I just have to wrap this inside the decorator. I guess I have already one decorator. Now let's see, where was that? It's in preview here. Yeah, so basically I just do the same as I did here. That's another to do I just realized I wanted to add, and that's like, I'm not sure where to put this. Use path aliases. So basically I don't want to use relative imports, but rather absolute imports with path aliases. This is pretty easy to set up in TypeScript. Anyways, let's continue here. So navigation. Okay, so basically it's just this. Navigation provider. Sorry. Let's check if that works. Okay, perfect. So that was easier than expected. Let me check what my Git history was. Maybe I can actually amend this. Yes, I can. Should be okay to just commit amend. So this is basically now, I didn't add a separate commit, but added it to the last commit here. Okay. So this is done. Use navigation context. Then the next one, Storybook params to select current active menu item. Yeah, so what that means is currently this is the selected menu item. It's hard coded inside the story here, but we can add it as a parameter. So let me check what I did here. Mock router decorator. This defines the parameter. So route by default is routes issue, and here I guess that should be okay. So if I do something like this, I hope that nothing will be highlighted here, just to check if this is working. Okay, this didn't work, so let's see the decorator. Okay, it should be parameters. Maybe like this. Still didn't work. Let's quickly add a console log statement here. Router decorator, let's call it. And then parameters. I'm not sure where this will be logged. I hope it's somewhere here. Too large. Okay, so router decorator, docs, framework. Okay, arcs. Let me quickly check where I got this from. This was Storybook and mocks. I guess that was the search query. So now here at the bottom somewhere. So here we talked about, it talks about importing, like replacing packages with mocks. And there was an example which I used. Mocking containers. That wasn't it, specific mocks. Here. Okay, so actually instead of args it was success parameters. So I guess it would be like this, and then okay, cool. Yeah, now it's actually unselected here. So now the console log also should here at the bottom, let's see. Route unknown, okay. So now I can use the same, let me check. Navigation. So now I can use the routes from the config file and just dot issues. Okay, cool. No inputs found. I'm not sure what I can do now actually with this parameters. If these are dynamic, I thought they were, but maybe they are not. So let me quickly check here. Storybook parameters. Set of static named metadata about story. So it doesn't sound like it's dynamic as the props, like these arcs, for example, they would be dynamic. I would be able to change them here somewhere at the bottom of the user story. But the parameters seem to be static, so actually I wouldn't have need to bother implementing that. But anyways, it's actually a good sign that. So if we do this, then now the other thing should be, yeah, perfect. Now this is highlighted. I will revert that to issues. Just add a small commit. Sets active not in story. Okay, so now let's see. So now I'm back at my task, and the next to do, this is just a list of to-dos, like my personal to-dos, and these are the acceptance criteria, more like the official stuff. Here, this is done now. So use path aliases. This is a bit of TypeScript setup that I was missing still. What this means is basically, let's, for example, this one here. I don't want to have these relative imports, but rather something like, for example, add config or something. So I can, this is really helpful if you, like when you refactor stuff like the folder structure as I'm planning to do later on. This is really helpful because these imports will stay the same wherever you put the files. So let's quickly check. I guess we will put that in the tsconfig file. Maybe actually next to assets documentation about this. This would be a bit easier, I guess. So base URL, this would mean that we can import from the base folders here. But this might be nice enough for some scenarios, but I want it to be a bit more flexible, and I would like to have this here. So let's see. Compiler options, and then we just add this here. I don't like this too much, so components. And then we have a config, for example. Sorry for the baby screaming. So context. Then we have pages we don't need to import usually. So styles. Styles is actually just a folder for, I just have the global styles here. Nothing else should go here. Context, config, components. I guess that should be it. And now we should be able to, for example, here, just say add components. So I guess it said that we need to, I'm actually not sure if Storybook is also working with these. Sidebar navigation doesn't exist. Okay, so we probably also need to tell Storybook about this. But let's see, next doesn't seem to complain. Okay. And then we can actually do global search from, and then so let's see. Mock. Okay, let me. Really need this here. Doesn't matter too much. Here it should also be fine. But I'd like to have this here. Then here as well. Here. So aliases. This is the mock file. And then homepage stories, yeah, I don't care. So let's see if everything is working in the Next.js app. Seems to be. Okay. And now we also have to Storybook and have aliases. webpack config.js. I think this is outdated. Here, okay, resolve alias. So this looks pretty similar. Resolve alias, and then so basically we will do like this. Components, and then dash components. Should still break. Cannot find module components. Alias add components. Okay, let's see here. Add styles path resolve. Okay, path resolve. This isn't a require, of course. Again, const path. Okay, it seems to work now, but there's still context, of course. Like these also need to be defined. Now, I would be interested if we can just reuse these ones. So if I don't use base URL, it should still work, I guess. When we start, just to be sure. And now I'd like to import this tsconfig file. Let's see if that works. Tsconfig, and then tsconfig.json. Let's see what that gives us. Okay, here it is. Perfect. And then we can just tsconfig.path.map. Actually, it was compiler options, right? Compiler options path.map for each. And then path. Let's call it alias. And then we do this. Let's see. This is actually not. This is an object, so object dot keys. And this is now alias. and then so const path equals alias resolve, and then we would have this one here, and probably, let's see, alias path. Just don't have a name conflict with this definition here, and then alias, okay. And then let's console.log alias, just to be sure. So, this is still, I need to wait a bit. The path argument must be of type string, received means this. Okay, so the problem is this resolve. Actually, the definition here looks quite okay, but maybe I got something wrong. So here's the Node.js documentation, and now let's see. So maybe this looks actually quite okay. Honestly, I'm not sure why this complains here. Let's double check that this is correct. Maybe that's a problem. And too early. Okay. So we have, sure, why is this? Okay. So we would actually need to do something like this now. Okay. And this seems to have worked. add contexts. So this still doesn't resolve, obviously. So alias, add emotion color, blah, 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 okay. Add components. Okay. So this gets a bit more complicated than expected. Let's do it like this. 0. And then again, I'm not sure, I guess it would make sense to just hardcode this as well. Looks a bit over-engineered, to be honest. And it still doesn't work, so let me, before I continue here, just do this. Okay. Context. Not true. Seems like path resolve. It's yeah. So prolog add context. Yeah. Now it should work actually. Finally. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think this is actually much easier to read. So let's keep it like this. Let's check. So from my perspective, this is much nicer now. Add context, it styles here. Yeah, so introduces path aliases. So this is honestly not super clean because I'm mixing a bit like a setup. For example, this path aliases is more of a setup issue, but I'm mixing that with the implementation of the component here. Yeah, I don't mind too much, but in a real project, I guess you might want to create a separate PR for this setup stuff. Now the next thing, this might also be a separate PR actually, but I will also include it here now. This is currently we have this these colors here, for example. These are hard-coded. Also, these pixel sizes also hard-coded. These are probably okay, but like 32 pixels, 16 pixels these are more of style guide, actually, part of the style guide. And last time I guess I had the problem that these weren't defined. But now the designer added this to the theme in the Figma designs. So now we can actually see what kind of sizes we have here. So this is, we also have the REM sizes, which is nice. So we can now start refactoring everything. So the first thing I would like to do is to first migrate the colors and the sizes to a styled component theme, and then replace those by REM units to make it more accessible. So let's see. First, let me check the documentation again. Style components, and then documentation, theming. So we have a theme provider here with the default theme, and then we wrap that around the application basically. So let's add this here, theme.ts. And now I'm not super sure how to structure this theme, but we might go as simple as colors for now. So colors, this is the background color, the dark color here. Those are actually quite nicely defined here. So let's check 1018. So this is our darkest color, this is gray 900. So we have gray, primary, error, warning, success, and also some secondary colors. I won't add all of these now, since we don't use everything, but I will add them on the fly. So here we have gray. We can again create an object for this, and then 900, for example. And then just add the hex code here. So what else do we have? We have the icon color. Not sure if we need that here, because this is already set in the icons itself. Let's see. Fill none. So this is here a color. We don't need to add this to the theme at the moment. Then we have the text color basically, and this is menu item link. We also have this. So let's see, 34. We can also get them from the design, of course. This is 700. So there is 7. And then the menu link, the color here, it's F2 100. So Yeah, now we can use the theme and the theme provider. We have the app here, navigation provider, and we now wrap this with another theme provider. Theme equals theme. Okay. And now we should be able to replace this. This was 100, I guess. So as you can see, we don't have the so it should work now. Not in Storybook, of course, but here probably. I hope at least. So theme is not found. It should. I need to restart this. Theme TS should be here. Starts. Okay. So this works, but the other one doesn't. Just a bit curious. TS. So again the same problem. So a bit tricky here. Let's just change the name. Maybe there's some typo or something. Yes. Test theme. Maybe I need to restart something. Yeah. Let me. I don't know. I don't see the problem currently. So yeah. So persist styles / test. So TS config actually looks fine. It styles. So this is kind of funny because the path alias itself, it works obviously. Yeah, that's clear now. So in theory I could of course, just test this for now. And this works, which is great. But can't resolve styles test theme. Not sure. Yes. I'm just randomly trying things now, honestly. Never tried Google, of course. TS alias. Can it be resolved? New file. There's somebody. So maybe I need to remove some cache or something. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. Can't resolve that stuff. Again, changing random things. So Mac OS X's. I had similar problems before, so just wondering why. Now it's actually renamed. Hmm. Some mag06 is insensitive. So when you just rename from lowercase to uppercase, it doesn't actually change. Yes. Export const test equals, just to try if this would actually work with a different. Doesn't for some reason. Is path alias and calf. And just to check. Okay, interesting. So it seems like actually worked. And let's what's the problem here? Those are these interesting problems where you just don't see it at the moment. So declaration or statement expected. I'm sure probably I'm currently being a bit blind. Okay. No idea what happened now. Is there some problem with the prettier? So it's TS. Okay, so now it looks fine. So something is strange here. Oh yeah, it seems fixed, so I will just ignore it. I guess this is some problem with the ID actually. Okay, anyways, so this seems to have worked. Now I would also like to, the storybook doesn't work yet because we didn't update the decorator, I guess it's called, preview. So now we need to import this and import theme. Okay, I will just move this up a little bit cleaner. Now it hopefully works. Storybook. Okay, cool, finally. So slight detour here. Now the other thing, to move the spacing to the theme. So let's open that again. And we can use this one spacing, and then we can check the style guide here. We just have numbers, so we can probably do the same. Spacing. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Actually, we can already move to REM units, 0 to 5 REM. And then 2, 3, 4 here. Five, 3, and this should be 1 probably. 0, 7, 5, 0, 7, 5. 7, 5. Now this is 1. 1, 1, 2, 5, 1, 5, 2. Sorry. 1, 2, 5, 1, 5. And 2. And then name. Okay, 10, 12. Okay, so the names are actually not simply numbered, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, 10, 12, 16, 20, 24, 24, and then 2.5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think it should be enough for now. So we have 4 pixels, which is 1. You can also use destructuring in here, just to make it a bit here as well. Okay, and then something like this. Theme spacing 1. I guess 12 pixel. Border radius 6 pixel. We don't have 6 pixel here. But I guess check components. Okay, this is simply 6 pixel. I don't think this is very important to. We can just leave this with 6 pixel. This will be 3 again. Okay, then I'll just so 8 pixels. 2. Then theme spacing. 3. Okay. So theory. I'm not sure if this would actually be nicer to have CSS variables or something. So, but let's stay with this for now. So the background of the list item, this was gray 700. So theme colors gray 100. So here everything looks okay. And now this one. theme colors gray. And this was 100, I guess. We have still a few here. This is 2 times theme spacing 32. Is 8. What's this again? Okay, 8. This was 16, I guess. Okay. 16 pixels for. And here we have the color. Then we have gray 900, I guess. So it's actually quite hard to read this, I would say. So I'm not sure if we should really put all of this in a theme or rather use like CSS variables. I will check in a bit if this is what we should do, maybe. So this was 12 and 24. Twelve, 3, and 6. Six. Okay. Now we only have like these odd numbers. That might actually be fixed pixels, I'm not sure. Properties of undefined reading gray. Okay. Where's this? Sidebar navigation TSX. Theme color. So actually, this might be a good place to have a styled component theme with TypeScript. Not sure how to set it up again. But yeah, this might be. Let's check it out. I think we have that already. Let's create declaration file. Okay. Our theme interface looks like inside SR create styled the source. Okay. Okay, so let's create a new file. Yeah, I guess the name doesn't really matter. Start indeed.ts. My palette, because we don't need that. So we would have colors and gray. And then we can probably use something like this. We would fill that in a bit, and then spacing. I'm not sure, what did I call it? Spacing. And then we have something like string. Mm. 6, 8, 10, 12. Let's see, 10, 12, 16, 20, 24, 16, 20, 24. And colors for now. With 100, 700, 900. So actually it would be nice to define all the colors up front now. 100 string. So then let me quickly also define the other colors. So we have 100, 25. We don't have that yet. So 50, 100, 200. Okay. So now it's simple. It's a bit cumbersome, but we only have to do it once. Okay, 400. 300. And 800. See any problems actually? Not sure. So and now, yeah, so now we actually have the theme. Check colors, gray, and now 900. Should work now. Oh, this was actually something else. 300. If we would do something like this, this would also break. So something is wrong here. I guess the background color of the highlighted item. Let's check. Is active. There should be something else. So this is gray 700, I guess. So now you can see that this is actually quite nice because we don't have to check the here these colors anymore. We just go into the designs and we can check this is gray 700 and then just enter the code here. Okay, let me quickly check if I missed anything. Index, doesn't matter, it's just placeholder for now. Okay, cool. So this looks good. So we can create another commit. So should probably remove these files, otherwise I will accidentally commit them. Add theme moves colors. Okay, this is a bit more explicit, I guess. Now we did this, we did this. Now we can actually check how the navigation bar behaves when we zoom in a bit. And I think it will look nicer. Okay. Not sure how I zoom in here. Let's zoom in Chrome. Yes. Okay. You and if we go back, we can uh, so let's see how it looks like now. Actually, not much changed. Okay. Anyways, I guess it's best practice to use rem units. Uh, okay, let's stop for now.